I started to research this film 4 years ago. And it was while we were invading places like Afghanistan and Iraq. And I was aware that there were more and more refugees arriving in the UK. And I wondered what happened to the 3,000 or 4,000 children that were arriving in our country. And I couldn't believe that no one had actually written or made anything about these children. And I couldn't quite figure out what it might be like to be 14 years old, having left your country, Afghanistan or Iraq, Eritrea, Sub-Saharan Africa, and then try and build a new life for yourself in the UK. And a lot of these kids come to the UK thinking it's going to be, a great place, a fair place, a place where they can seek sanctuary, the proper meaning of asylum. But what they meet is a very adversarial system, a system that wants to disbelieve them more than believe them. And I wanted to make a film about that, about what it's like growing up, becoming an adult as an asylum seeker without family, without parents. I wanted to make a film about children who don't have a choice to come here. The adults do have a choice to come here, come to Europe or come to England. The children do not. They did not want to come here, do not want to be here. They're under the age of 18. So my film separates, it's not the old asylum debate, it separates them out. And that's what I wanted to kind of very much push home. But you're right, that it's now become more and more difficult for anybody that is an asylum seeker to enter Europe because of right-wing politics. And that's largely because we're in a recession, and whenever there's a recession, you get an uprising of the right wing. Most young people from the Middle East think upon Europe as a place of safety, but also one, particularly England, of a place of justice, which also has a very fair system. But when they arrive, very different story. I haven't met any young person that I've worked with that wanted to be here. They didn't want to leave their families or their friends or, their familiar culture and start again. No one would want to do that. They've been forced to do it, compelled to do it. And obviously someone somewhere pays the smuggler to bring them here. Then they have to work in the black market to pay their families back in order to get safety in our country. So they're forced to work illegally in order to make sure that their families or whoever's left behind are kept safe. So for them, they're in a really, really hard position. They don't want to be here, but they have to be here. It's very difficult. When you enter the UK, you can get access, if you're under the age of 18, you can get access to education, health service, and housing. So the criminality only really starts if you're then forced into a position if you are denied asylum.
The main message for me we're trying to get across is we are not here because we wanted to, because we had no choice back home. So the leaving was our only options. That's the reason we left. So we try to get this across. And also the way they treat asylum seekers, the process, it's so bad. So we want to make changes.